Michelle making sure that everyone is unmuted that needs to be unmuted. Thank you, Michelle.
That's my one job.
Literally. Hello and welcome to another bonus episode of the Infectious Groove Podcast, and we are narrowing in on the end of this tournament. The bonus episodes, we actually had a listener right around the time the whole worldwide lockdown started, said, hey, you guys should do some bonus episodes, and so we said, okay, we are sitting around doing nothing. We will be more than happy to, and had another listener come up with the tournament idea, and here we are.
Boom.
So now, a couple of weeks ago, there was a shift, and the Facebook users took over and decided how things were going to go. So that's where we're at with the records that are left in the tournament. And this episode here, where we're going to go through all the feedback that we have from everybody and give you the winner of the latest one. These two records were in the semifinals, which means that the winner of this, all of this feedback that we're about to share, is the first record to enter the finals in the first Infectious Groove Podcast tournament. So pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Are you just doing one-word answers this time?
Yes.
Sweet. Yes. Boom. So anyways, what we left you guys with last week for you to debate and decide and give us your feedback was Carole King Tapestry versus Led Zeppelin 4, both of which had a hard-fought battle to get where they are. And we're going to share the feedback now and then tell you who won that battle and get into the other battle, which is also going to be hard. So
for some people.
Feedback, Joe.
Don't worry about that. You're right. Where would rock and roll be without feedback?
Pink Floyd, a band that started out with 4 members, then had 5, then had 4, and ended with 3.
I heard that was a riddle on the internet.
It was a riddle on the internet. And it should be super easy for somebody in radio to answer, that's for sure. So, having said that, we have feedback to share from our listeners regarding this epic battle of Carole King Tapestry versus Led Zeppelin 4. Kyle and Michelle both hold the keys to that particular kingdom. And if you've been listening the last couple of weeks, boy, here comes the excitement. Guys, how are you going to decide who's going first?
What about a thumb wrestle?
Oh, man.
Oh, you're going to get beat.
Okay, one thing we didn't decide in the last couple of weeks, though. What happens when one of you wins? Whoever the winner is of the thumb war, then what happens?
In theory, you shouldn't have to go first if you win, but we've been doing it as if you win, you go first.
Okay. So we're going to do it.
We can continue.
We can continue Michelle's backward way.
Yes.
Way of doing things. Okay, please stay away from the mic boom stands and do your thumb war.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare thumb war.
Oh, look at the strategy. Look at there's.
You're digging your nails into me.
Oh, well, hey, that's part of strategy.
Cheating.
That's cheating. That's cheating. Disqualification. I'm calling it. And for those of you who couldn't see, because this has yet to be a televised event, I'm certain that eventually it will be.
Oh, for sure.
With there being a lack of sports worldwide, this is probably going to get televised eventually.
That's where we missed the boat, man.
Just so everyone knows, there was a cheating. The sport is clearly called thumb war.
God, I tried to tag in my other finger and it didn't work.
Kyle tried to run in, tried to have his manager, the finger, get involved, and no, we can't.
I got caught by the referee.
Yep, and so you're disqualified. So, Michelle, you're going to go first. Damn it! 3 weeks in a row, you've won the right to go first.
You set it up like that, so hey.
Anyways.
Michelle, what feedback are you happy to share with us?
I have so much good feedback.
You do.
Jamie P., who I think I read every week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah, which is great. This week he said it's going to be a short one. It's not going to be a novel, which is fine. Like, you could just... Yep. Either way. He says the styles make fights, and in this case, mood makes the fight. If he wants to chill with a glass of whiskey and groove to tunes, it's Led Zeppelin. And if he wants some cheering up or needs to be motivated, it's Tapestry. He said it was much closer than he thought it was going to be, but he would much rather chill with a glass of whiskey than be motivated. So his vote is for Led Zeppelin. And he also says it needs to get Tapestry on vinyl, so we should probably get on that.
Did you see what the last thing says about that?
It says, thank you, Infectious Groove Podcast, for continuing to point out his glaring holes in his record collection. So you're welcome.
Yep. I do like, though, that he says it was much closer than he thought it was going to be. I don't think a lot of people thought of that. And then when they really put these records up against each other, they were like, uh-oh, like this is tight.
Yeah, it was tight, like tighter for me. It was probably the tightest one yet. Like besides Fleetwood Mac and Prince.
Right. Yeah,
I could not make a decision.
She literally laid down on the floor kicking and was like, I'm not doing it. Kyle, what do you got up?
Chris A. has 2 smidges of feedback, one for last week's episode and one for the tournament. First one, in my book, skippable is I Could Take It or Leave It. Stinker is Move On, I Don't Want to Hear That Track. I guess we all have our own rating system. I mean, my 1 to 10 scale is way different than some other people.
Why are you looking at me?
Oh, well, because he's talking about you.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
He can be talking about anybody.
Pretty sure.
Pretty sure not.
He also said for this one, he has to go Led Zeppelin. It's a great album for Carole King, but 4 is much stronger of an opponent.
Yeah.
I can't disagree.
There's a lot of points coming up. I think for some folks it's closer than others, this particular one, but yeah, I can't. Yeah. Oh, and also, Michelle, any comment on Stinker versus Skippable? Because there was some controversy last week regarding we didn't quite like the term skippable. We like the term no stinkers, but for me, there really aren't any songs that I can take or leave. Honestly, like I either love a song or get the fuck out. You know, like.
Yeah, I feel like I could take or leave a lot of different stuff.
You're open to the term skippable?
I didn't say that.
Oh.
I don't really like that word. I like stinker better, but I don't think that they maybe they don't mean the same thing. I don't think.
Yeah, I do understand and I appreciate the difference. However,
it's a nuanced difference between skippable and stinker.
Skippable will not be entering my vocabulary. However, I understand the difference in the words.
Right on. Fantastic. Okay, what do you got up for?
I got Jeffrey D.
We're back to you since you won.
He said he listened to both these albums again, and Tapestry is such a great record. I call this album, for the most part, a feel-good album. There are, of course, some introspective songs, but for the most part, upbeat tunes. Carole King is such a good writer. I mean, she wrote You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman for Aretha, Pleasant Valley Sunday for the Monkees, Will You Love Me Tomorrow, and she also wrote a song on the Beatles' first album called Chains, which I did not know that.
I didn't know that till I read his feedback. Thanks, Jeff.
The more you know. He said that she's a lyrical genius, and I agree. After that, he listened to Led Zeppelin 4, and oh my God, from the beginning of Black Dog, Hey Hey Mama. For me.
Yeah, it's nice that he included the Michelle impaired names of the songs.
Thank you. To the last song, When the Levee Breaks, If It Keeps on Raining, the levee is gonna break. So I appreciate
that's how you know the song.
He said the album doesn't let up from beginning to end. When it is over, I just want to play it again and again. Tapestry came out in February 71, and Led Zeppelin 4 came out in November of 71. Both were giant success for their respective artists, but when both are on the table, I have to pick one to listen to. I'm not even aware of what the other album is, because as soon as I see Led Zeppelin 4, that was what I'm going to pick.
I'm 90% sure I personally have been through that with Jeff. Where like there's an array of records and he's just like 4, you know.
But it sounded like it was close.
Sounds like it's very close. And one thing that Jeff picked up on that people, I don't know why, but a lot of people think of Tapestry as a downer record, and it's really not.
Both Jamie and Jeff had said that.
It's really not a downer
record. Oh, wait, doesn't mean
record.
that I call him Jeff.
I mean, something like Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow is naturally, a downer song. I mean, the whole subject that it is about is naturally a downer, but I just don't think of the whole record as a downer.
Me either.
What else do you got over there? I think, Kyle, you got more?
Yeah, Mario G. says, I really thought this was going to be a tough decision. After listening to Tapestry, I just couldn't see a way that Led Zeppelin 4 could beat it. Spoiler alert, 30 seconds into Led Zeppelin 4, I knew it was clearly Led Zeppelin 4. Let me first heap mad amounts of praise on Tapestry. Tapestry is a masterpiece. If a friend wasn't familiar with Carole King, you could play them Tapestry and tell them it's her greatest hits.
Yeah, for sure.
I totally agree. They would most likely respond with, wow, she had an amazing career. Just kidding, this is her second album.
Yep.
That's right, 12 jams from start to finish, and if you've never heard this album, you probably know almost all of the songs. And that's my first knock against the album. This is probably crazy to say, but there are so many other fantastic covers of these songs that is sort of takes away from this album.
Which is what you thought to begin with.
Yeah.
You said that.
I agree. I had no idea that all those songs were covers.
And I keep mentioning this one song, but like everyone has done Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow?
Yeah.
And everyone's... Amy Winehouse alone has 2 distinct versions of it, and both of them are amazing. I didn't know
she had 2.
Yeah. I need to find the other one, actually. I have one on her album, Lioness, and then there's another one that was used in The Newsroom that I don't have, that I need.
You think it's on the soundtrack?
Completely different vocal and everything. There's no soundtrack for The Newsroom. newsroom. I mean, I could make one. I have a history of making Aaron Sorkin
I
soundtracks.
was going to say, you haven't made one yet? Or
What else has Mario got?
He also says, not a lot. I'm splitting hairs here. I would say that the title track, Tapestry, is the only song on this album that I don't belt out every time. It's not a bad song. It's just my least favorite.
Yeah.
However, I sing my heart out to every other song. The emotional roller coaster that this album takes you on is amazing. She sings every song with so much emotion. I would go into every track, but Will You Love Me Tomorrow and Natural Woman are my favorites. But again, they are all jammy jams. This album should be in
Trademark.
everyone's top 5.
Yeah, Mario is this funny. Maybe that's why Chris says skippable. It's like the K-Tel version of no stinkers.
He says,
but next week it's going to be like my songy song. So Mario can avoid that paying us a nickel. Anyways, go on.
He also says this album should be in everyone's top 5 I Need to Cry albums or emotional release albums. Not a sad album, but a great album to help you get through something. Smackwater Jack is the only song that feels out of place to me, but it's a jam. What a great album. For anyone making the argument that Tapestry is better based on lyrics, I don't know that I disagree with you. I get it, but as I stated earlier, it took 30 seconds to get into Led Zeppelin 4 for me to pick it as a winner. Led Zeppelin 4 also is a masterpiece. I really mean it. At about 30 seconds into Black Dog, I was certain that this was a better album. It's definitely the album that will most likely be chosen between the two if they're both sitting on the table. Now, I agree with Russ that I generally have no idea what any of the lyrics mean
Yeah.
or what the songs are about, but I know every single word and sing my heart out the whole way. Maybe choosing Led Zeppelin 4 means I'm more of a rock fan. I don't know.
This is, I want to say also, Mario was going on about how he's not a Pearl Jam fan, and then heaped like 4 paragraphs of praise on Pearl Jam 10. So, Mario, it is our official ruling that you are, in fact, a rock fan.
you don't have to tell people, but we know.
Yeah. Yeah. Just us. It's just between you, us, and the listeners.
To round it out, he also said this album just hits me on a higher level. 30 seconds, and I could already feel what was coming the rest of the way. And that excitement is why I chose Led Zeppelin 4 and why I listen to it more often than Tapestry. The album opens with Black Dog and ends with When the Levee Breaks and is jam-packed in between. It's Led Zeppelin 4 for me. I listened to these albums several times. That's how hard it was for me. I always ended up choosing Led Zeppelin 4. I probably spent too much time on this. Sincerely, an undefeated UCA participant at 33 1/3 Music Appreciation Center and Speakeasy.
I like that he's still using the correct signature.
That'll go.
Yeah,
Fine.
that works. You have at least one more, Michelle?
I do. Mike D. There's no doubt these 2 albums are in a class of themselves. This is the first time in the matchup albums I voted for were up against each other. Both are timeless classics with great tunes and an emotional connection. The difference for me in these 2 albums is motivation to explore the artist's catalog beyond these albums. I love Tapestry, but it didn't inspire me to explore more of Carole King's music. After Tapestry, the next Carole King album I listened to in its entirety was 1989's City Streets. So that was like, almost 20 years after? Mm-hmm. Was that her 3rd album?
Second.
No.
Oh, no, she had other stuff in between.
Okay. Led Zeppelin 4 made me want to dive into their catalog, backwards and forwards, from Led Zeppelin 2 to In Through the Outdoor, Stairway to Heaven, or Rock and Roll was probably the gateway into Led Zeppelin. I've said it before, 4 is one of their least favorite Led Zeppelin albums, but it turned me on to their music. So for that reason, he's packing his bags for the Misty Mountains and going with Led Zeppelin 4.
Where the spirits roam. That is a really solid point that I never thought of. That like every Led Zeppelin fan probably heard 4 first, and then went back to 2 and up to Physical Graffiti and so on. And every Carole King fan heard Tapestry and was like, I'm all set.
Yeah, I couldn't name anything
thought about
else.
it like that, but I agree.
Like when he busted out that record from the 80s, I was like, oh, that's another Carole King record. I just never even thought of it, which is crazy. So
how many albums does she have?
I don't know off the top of my head, but apparently we need to find that out. Because I'm sure she didn't just become bad at writing lyrics all of a sudden. I bet
or singing.
Yeah, there's probably a whole lot of other good material there that we just need to take our time and dig into. So, in the world's most obvious announcement, Led Zeppelin 4.
What?
Is the first record to make it into the finals.
Yay.
I know. See, this is where I could have used the
clapping.
Could have used the applause. Well, yeah, we got a golf clap going, though. So that works. So, having said that, this matchup next is for pretty much all the marbles. This is the one that will go up against Led Zeppelin 4 in the finals. Before noon today, I had gone back and forth on this one about 10
That's
times.
What you had said.
Yeah. Before it was even noon. So, we will come back in a second, and when we do, we are going to be discussing Pearl Jam 10 versus Prince of the Revolution, Purple Rain. And this is, I know. There.
You're going to be all right.
I am going to be all right. We'll be back in a minute, and I'm going to get through this. I can get through this.
We can get through it together.
Life on a spaceship can be boring. That's what I hear, though life aboard the Oz-9 is mostly about careening from one near disaster to the next. To fend off boredom, Gated Galaxies outfitted their ships with a number of challenges, like bombs, poisoned crew meals, and assassins. One nice thing they did, and we can only assume it was accidental, was to include the old-time Earth podcast, Grand Rapidians Play Video Games. Hosted by video game world record holders Willie, Ginger, and usually Simon, they review beers, describe video games, recommend other podcasts, and generally crack wise and have a grand old time. Not that we can enjoy any of the things they recommend, but whatever. Grand Rapidians Play Video Games, available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hello, I am Christy.
And I'm Leighton.
And together we are a new podcast on whiskey tasting called
Married Mash, where we discuss life, family, and pretty much anything.
Yep, and Leighton brings a new whiskey for me to try. Will we clink it?
Or will we sink it?
Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you find your podcasts. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And remember,
always drink responsibly.
Indeed.
All right, so we shared all the feedback. We let you know that the first album to move on to the final round is, in fact, Led Zeppelin in their fourth effort from 1971. Now we need to throw our ideas out there for what is going to be the record that goes up against it in the finals. So for this round, we have Pearl Jam 10, which knocked out the Weekend Trilogy in its first round. Cheater McGee. Dermot Kennedy, Without Fear, in the second round. And now here's where it sits in the semifinal matchup versus Prince and the Revolution, Purple Rain, which I would argue had a very hard, more tough road to get to where it's at.
It definitely did.
Yeah.
Prince and the Revolution, Purple Rain knocked out Fleetwood Mac Rumors in the first round. Then it went up against Michael Jackson Thriller. Yeah. It went up against Michael Jackson Thriller, and here now it sits in the semifinals. And I think for me, there's a lot of things that are way different about both of these records, and there's a lot of things that are really similar about both of these records. So
really?
Yeah. So I don't think I've ever been happier to go last on this because I want to get both of your opinions first. Now, again, we'll just give our opinions first, then we'll talk it out. We'll talk through it.
Let's talk through it together.
Yeah, because I feel like once I physically say it, I'm going to need like shelter. Like what my vote is on this.
Oh, shit.
Kyle, you got a copy of Pearl Jam 10 laying on the table, and you got a copy of Purple Rain laying on the table. Which one are you going to pick up and put on?
Pearl Jam.
What?
Yep.
Why is it always a secret with you? Like, just so you know, people can turn up their radios as loud as they want when they hear this.
That's a tough one, man. But if I had them both singing in front of me, I'd really think that it would be Pearl Jam.
Maybe put on Purple Rain quickly after.
Yes. Not to say I wouldn't play them together, but Pearl Jam would be first.
Yeah, okay, right on. But then again, you also understand that Once is a fantastic opening track, whereas somebody here doesn't.
Yes.
So, Michelle, you gave us a glimpse last week as to how your vote was going to go this week and next week.
Uh-huh.
But let's just say we were surprised.
For shits and giggles?
Yeah, just for shiggles, as they say. Michelle, if Pearl Jam 10 was laying there with its awful opening track Once.
I know, right?
And Purple Rain was laying right next to it. So you are either going to get to hear a terrible opening cut or Dearly Beloved. Which way are you going?
Prince, 100%.
Prince, 100%, she says. Yeah, so not Prince 100%, but Prince for me.
How many percents?
67.
That's like super close.
Just enough to carry it to the wind.
Can we ask for a recount?
Yeah, I would rather you didn't. I woke up today about, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, whenever my cat saw fit to wake me up. Mm-hmm. It's 8:53 in the p.m. right now, and I've been flip-flopping all day on it, so I'd rather not do a recount.
Fine.
So for me, how this broke down was there's more variety in Purple Rain than there is in 10, and I can get a lot from Purple Rain that I get from 10. Like, certainly the groove that's in, like, Even Flow or Why Go or whatever, I can get that from Baby I'm a Star. Certainly from Let's Go Crazy. Mm-hmm. Even from, I know it's a running joke, but Computer Blue, the groove that's in that song. As far as ballads go, Garden, Release, Black, I can get all that out of the Beautiful Ones, and the title cut, Purple Rain. And then there's stuff that 10 can't bring to the table. Like Take Me With You's got almost a Motown vibe to it. 10's got nothing like that going on.
Yeah, that's true.
Darling Nikki, 10 couldn't. I mean, it would be incredibly out of place on 10, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I really went back and forth on this because I think 10 is inarguably one of the greatest debut records of all time. And I know I labor this point all the time, but if this was a thing about Yield versus Purple Rain, I'd have an even harder time with it.
Because no contest.
No, because there are unorthodox, funky moments on Yield that are not on 10, but it took Pearl Jam a while to grow into that.
What if it was 10 against Rumors? I'm not saying it would have made it this far, but
I can tell you. Let me say this: I don't have the track listings in front of me, but I know there are songs on Rumors that I don't like, and I truly love every song on 10.
Huh.
So I would go with 10 over Rumors.
Okay. I respect your decision.
I think, oh man, the Fleetwood Mac fans are going to be nuts. Either Oh Daddy or Snowbird. There's at least one or two tracks that I don't like on Rumors. Kyle, what was your thinking behind it?
I
know you've been staunch Eddie Vedder supporter this whole time, but
I have more. I'm still bitter that they kicked out
Weekend and Dermot.
Yes, I'm still bitter that the Dermot lost to them. But Eddie Vedder, I have more emotionally invested in Pearl Jam than I do Prince. Overall, I do agree that. Purple Rain is way more like groovy and funky than Pearl Jam, but I'm not really listening to Pearl Jam to get in the groove and the funk,
Yeah,
absolutely.
So it's like, Yeah, I don't mean to sound like I'm faulting the record for something it can't help. Like 10 aspires to be a great rock debut record, and it's a great rock debut record.
Yeah, so when I'm looking to listen to a great rock record, I'm listening to 10.
Who is it? One of you read someone's feedback, and someone left the feedback and was like, "That's what 10 delivers on its promise, that it's going to be a great rock debut record."
I don't remember who said that, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere said that at some point in time.
And it was read. Now, I know this. It was read on the last episode.
Okay. So it was on our social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect time. Go to Facebook.com/Infectious Groove Podcast.
Find this comment and tell us who it was.
So you can find this comment and tag us.
But overall, I just have more invested into Pearl Jam than I do Prince.
Yeah. And surprisingly, I don't think I'm invested more in one than the other. For me, I think one.
You don't think you're more invested in Prince than you are with
Purple Rain's not even my favorite Prince record.
You have a Prince tattoo.
Yeah, we're not talking about Prince versus Pearl Jam because there's no contest there.
Oh, I thought you said you weren't more invested in one band over the
No,
other.
I'm talking about these records.
Oh.
You know how we're debating these records.
That's why I misunderstood.
Do you want to take your mic and go?
No, because it's yours.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
I'll take that one.
But no, I'm not more invested in one of these records over the other. Because I get, not to be funny, but the average person would probably be like, yeah, but you love Prince way more than Pearl Jam. But this is not even close to my favorite Prince record, I don't think.
And I really didn't start listening to Prince till later after I started listening to Pearl Jam. So it's just there's more there for me in 10
nostalgia.
Than there is. Yeah.
Nostalgia almost sometimes, not that you meant it this way, but it almost sometimes comes off as like a dirty word, and it's not.
I like things that take me back and
Why not?
I don't know why people.
It's those people who have guilty pleasures who are embarrassed to say it, and it's like you should just.
I just
own
saw.
it.
You know what? Total sidebar. I just saw on a music forum the other day, somebody started a thread, and I stopped myself from even clicking on the thread. Was like guilty pleasures or songs you're embarrassed you used to listen to. What? You shouldn't. What? There should be no such thing. If you I'll tell you right now, I love "Bye Bye Bye" by NSYNC as much as I do, any Eminem song or a lot of the Pink Floyd songs that I love. I mean, there's a lot of Pink Floyd songs that I love more than that song. But there's never going to come a point in my life where I'm going to laugh at that and be like, Poison. I always use Poison as an example. I love Poison as much today as I did in 1988.
It's also okay not to love a song that much anymore, but to be embarrassed by it.
There are so many people who have a whole layer of song-related shit that their best friend doesn't even know that they like because they're embarrassed. Come to
the dark side and just be you.
We get people that'll come over for spinning records, and they'll tell me the day after they were here, "Oh, I really wanted to hear this, but I wasn't sure how it would go over in the room." And I was like, "It's my house.
You own it.
I own that record. If you want to hear that, we're going to listen to that. And if anybody has a problem with it, the door is the same door. Let them in. We'll let them out.
You literally just have to not give a shit what somebody else thinks.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
I was going to say, I think that's in short supply.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In the world, that's for sure. So, Michelle, I know we joked earlier, and you said you're just picking Purple Rain from here out. out, but was there like any consideration? I'm being serious. Any consideration at all towards 10?
So no, to be honest, if both of those records were on the table, it would be hands down Purple Rain. Like I wouldn't even have to think about it. I'd be like just shoving 10 under the table and being like, here, Purple Rain.
Not only picking one, but like being outright rude to the other record.
I feel like 10 was one of those records along this entire way, which is, I feel like this has been a Aesop's Fables for me. You wanted me to listen to these so that I would understand and like grow to love them. So I feel like this was an album that I would have never picked up and listened front to back
10.
on my own. Correct, yeah. But I didn't hate it.
I think out of this tournament, and we can discuss this more on the final episode, but if off the top of my head, I think if out of this, you've at least come away with Pearl Jam 10 and Led Zeppelin 4.
Oh, by far, yeah.
That you like way more than you ever thought that you would.
There was a couple records along the way that I didn't hate as much as I thought. Yeah. But we can talk about that next week.
That's going to be 2 weeks from now, the final episode. Yeah, which is why I was like, we definitely should do a final episode to announce the winner, and then we can kind of walk through things like that.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot I learned during the tournament as well. So.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. So I don't want to put the weight of the world on the listener's shoulders, but I'm going to put the weight of the world on the listener's shoulders.
I feel like I'm always shocked at what the listeners pick. I feel like it's always, I feel like so good going into it, and then I was like, oh, really?
There were two big surprises for me this week. Number one, the thing Mike Downing said about no one ever digging further into Carole King's catalog and everyone digging further into Pearl Jam's. I was blown away when I read that. Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
I was
totally
blown away.
Too. Yeah. I never even thought about it like that.
And the other thing was, I can't believe how many people were like, oh, this was closer than I thought it was going to be. Like, and you know, like even Mario, I think it was Mario that said when he started, he was like, oh, how does anything beat Tapestry? And then 30 seconds into Hey Hey Mama.
Which is what the song is called.
Right. Which is what it should be called, I guess. They, at no point during the song do they say Black Dog. At any point during the song.
What the F, man?
Sounds like something. You know what you should do for your homework for next week? Google and find out why the song is called Black Dog, and then bring it as story time.
Okay. You know who else does that, which is annoying? Sidebar? Fall Out Boy.
Oh, yeah.
There's lots of artists who just make up random titles for the songs,
I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this in the past, but my personal favorite thing about Led Zeppelin is that they have title songs for albums that are on other albums.
Oh, yeah, you did say that.
So, like the song, they have a record called In Through the Outdoor, and the title song for that is on another album. And they have a live album called The Song Remains the Same, but the album before that has a song called The Song Remains the Same.
Do you think that they just did a lot of drugs, or do you think that was on purpose?
Well, I want to say a couple of things. First of all,
they for sure did a lot of drugs.
For sure, Led Zeppelin.
That's 100%.
If you would like to know the amount of drugs that Led Zeppelin did, Google exactly these words: Led Zeppelin fish story.
Okay.
And then know that, of course, their drummer unfortunately passed away of death by misadventure. But first, read Led Zeppelin fish story.
Okay.
Google exactly those words, and it will give you an idea of the amount of drugs that Led Zeppelin did. So anyways, like I say, this is going to be on the listeners. So I have tried to up my game and tell people more about our social media so everybody knows where to go do this. But if you go to facebook.com/Infectious Groove Pod, like and follow the page, you will see our pinned comment, our pinned post with a little clip of the current episode. This will be out Friday. We'll leave it open until the following Tuesday, and then we will reconvene next week for announcing what record is going to be in the finals against Led Zeppelin 4. Then we will give our thoughts on the finals, and then we'll have one more of these bonus episodes after that where we not only announce the winner, but take a little stroll down memory lane.
Yeah. We should get a highlight reel.
A thing of, this is what Michelle learned in the last 16.
And about how all my shit got knocked out along the way.
I should create a drop for the the Incredible Hulk piano, like the sad piano for every time.
Yep.
And then Kyle's record got knocked out. So anyways, we greatly appreciate everybody being along for the ride, and we are really looking forward to the end of this tournament to really see how this all shakes out. I have no idea how this round's going to go, and I don't know how the finals are going to go at all. So
if you want to take bets, get at me.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.